Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here I am in my red. A Merry Christmas to one and all. And this is your metal market update. And here we are now, and the time right now getting on about 5:55 p.m. Central Time on this Tuesday, the 26th of December, 2023. So the attacks continue on all kinds of shipping going through the Red Sea. There was an attack, as you know, in the Indian Ocean on a ship. There's been 103 attacks in the area recently. The coalition is there, and people think that something's going to happen. Frankly, nothing can happen in the Middle East until, again, Iran stops in some manner getting everybody going. I also read tonight that Iran is kicking up its uranium enrichment. So the head of the snake, as it's called, feels that, you know something, nobody's going to do anything. They don't want the wars to spread. Israel's got basically two fronts. It's got Gaza and it's got Lebanon. They're busy with everything. The coalition can talk a good game, but they're petrified to do anything in Yemen because then the Saudis could get back into a war. And this is the mixture of events that they are creating, and I'm talking Iran. I don't have the solution, and I'm not going to have the solution. I don't want to get into that in these tapes. That is not what my job is. My job is to point it out, and the reason I'm pointing it out at this point is this is the reason gold is coming back up. The market realizes what's going on, and it's saying, hey, this isn't going away anytime soon. Israel has made it very clear they're not going to listen to the United States, and the only way that you can get them to listen, if Hamas, which I doubt they would, were to release a bunch of hostages, that would force Israel to stop some of the things they're doing. But until that occurs, why would Israel stop? Their goals haven't been met. They haven't destroyed Hamas. They haven't stopped the radical actions taking place. And they're certainly against Hamas stepping into a government that everybody's proposing would rule Gaza. None of those are going to be met at this point in time. I want to use that word, this point in time. If you know anything about politics, they're fluid. You always have an open mind towards them. But what does that do for us? Well, in the stock market, we keep climbing higher. I'll talk about that in the financial update. In the metal markets, I wouldn't want to be bearish right here. I think the gold market can go back to the 2130 area before it's all said and done. All it will take is somebody to say, you know, let's go after Iran, or let's get after this one, or let's get after that one, and away you go. There aren't enough ships in the coalition to guard the whole Red Sea, let alone the Indian Ocean. That isn't going to happen. You have to stop the missiles coming out of Iran or their proxies, and they have to stop that, not us. When you take a look at the gold chart, you're up right now. We're only the first day. We're up 0.5 percentage point for the week. When you take a look at the action here, we're far away from getting up to this 2150 area. The reality is looking at the high of the market, you're $80 away from that. The pattern is certainly bullish, higher lows, higher highs. You have subdued volume during a holiday. The pattern has also got moving averages that it's still not a clear bullish setup. What do I mean? The 100-day average in green is underneath the 200. That's not a clear bull setup, not in any manner. You have the market, though, with a bullish bias because it's over the 18-day average. And resistance comes in 2095, the upper Bollinger Band. Why? A Bollinger Band, these black bands, what that does is think of them as brakes on a market. If you're going up, it's a brake on how far do you want to get over it. Only 5% of the time do you settle out of them, the bottom or the top. So that's how you think of that. That doesn't mean you can't keep going for a bit, but you rarely do. So you pay attention to all that. And in momentum, you're overbought already. So we have an overbought market in a shortened week. We weren't open yesterday. We're not going to be open, by the way, next Monday. So you're going to have traders coming in on Wednesday and Thursday, and then they're going to get back into their holiday mode and go, you know, we'll wait for Tuesday, and then things get back to normal. We don't really have to worry until Lover's Day. What is that? Valentine's Day. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. When I look at the gold-silver ratio, I changed this all to gold because now that the market's back over the 18-day average, away you go. So why did that happen? Why is gold stronger than silver? I'm going to mention the Middle East. It's a powder keg. At any point, we can wake up and the countries that make up the coalition, which is what the U.S. wants, get fed up and they do something about it. That would give gold the boost, not necessarily silver. In the silver market, you're still in an uptrend. You still have higher lows, higher highs. You're over the 18-day average. You have the same setup, though, where the green line, the 100-day average, is below the 200, so it's not ideal, and overbought. In the copper market, overbought. In an uptrend. Here, too, you have that setup, the 200 and the 100. See what I'm getting at? You look at them all where the 100 is under the 200, not the classic bullish case in any of the metal markets yet. And it's identical in the platinum market. So you take notice of things like that. Now, platinum at least has the possibility of the embedded reading, or is it there? You cannot count tonight. So let's get rid of Wednesday. Tuesday's close had both numbers over the 80 level. Friday's close had it. What about the day before? Both over. So you're fully embedded. This is your strongest of the metal markets. I know people would want to tell me, oh, no, it's the others. No. The embedded reading's the strongest reading you can get in terms of momentum. And when it's there, it just says to me, on pullbacks, this is the market that'll be the best supported. In terms of the dollar, we have an oversold condition in a downtrend that keeps coming down. Am I surprised? You remember the metal market report that I put out 2 weeks ago now? Do I not look correct on it? I think I look very correct on it. And this is what my report was predicting. So it's still lower. Are we going to crack the 100 level is going to be a big question. And one of the things you can do to find that out is you can join me. Now, how do you do that when I say join me? It's really simple. In the mornings, I put out a special update. And my updates are, at first one I do is I record about 5:15 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. That's AM Central Time. And I cover all the futures markets. I start recording at 9, the Spider ETFs. And you get to see how I put all this together. I'm looking at the world news overnight. I'm looking at the reports that are scheduled to come out during the day. And, this is tomorrow, for example, not a heavy day on reports. They'll pick up a little more as we get into Thursday, and then they start shutting down until we get into the beginning of the new year. But they're important. Now, to watch this, let's assume you're a YouTube viewer and you don't want to go to the website and all that. It doesn't work for you. On the bottom right here, you're going to see subscribe. Give it a click. You subscribe that way. For others, you go to our website at iraepstein.com. Go to the word research. You'll see all the subscription areas. You can sign in there and take advantage. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll see you first thing in the morning as I do my morning updates. You have a great evening. See you then.